for fostering transformation in the South African diamond industry. Today we mark and celebrate quite a remarkable foot. Through the leadership of the CEO, the management team of the State Diamond Trader, the board of the State Diamond Trader, we today bring you the official launch, the official media launch of the South African Diamond Show. Quite an exciting prospect for the diamond industry, quite an exciting time for all of us. I was not asked to make a speech, so before I compromise my prospects of ever doing business with the State Diamond Trader, I will stop here and ask Mr. Chikane to come and welcome everybody. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I would like to welcome the executives from the State Diamond Trader and the Precious Metals Regulator, our neighbors just in this building actually. I was going to say just across, but in this building. And I would like to welcome any other guests from government, and most importantly, welcome the media. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a singular honor and privilege to welcome you to the State Diamond Trader. The purpose of this occasion is to celebrate the inauguration of the South African Diamond Show. The show will be held in Cape Town from the 2nd to the 5th of February 2025. By way of introduction, the State Diamond Trader is a state-owned entity established in terms of Section 14 of the Diamonds Amendment Act number 29 of 2005. The company, which operates like a company, is classified as a Schedule 3B entity of the Public Finance Management Act and is eligible by law and proclamation to purchase up to 10% of the run-of mine from all diamond producers in South Africa. In terms of the Diamond Act as amended, the State Diamond Trader is permitted to acquire diamonds from foreign jurisdictions in line with the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme. As you may recall, the Kimberley Process is an international certification scheme that was established to curb the trade in conflict diamond, what was subsequently referred to as blood diamonds. The legislation has mandated us to acquire and supply unpolished diamonds to local beneficiaries and promote the diamond industry through the necessary research, support, and development as deemed necessary. We are the heartbeat of beneficiation in the diamond industry. State Diamond Trader is renowned for its diamonds that are natural diamonds, not laboratory-grown diamonds, not high-pressure, high-temperature diamonds, not artificial diamonds. We are delighted to share our joy of living with these rare, precious gifts, these God-given treasures. Welcome to the State Diamond Trader. Le amogelegile. Karibu.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. I'm about to ask a very energetic young lady to come to the stage. I call her young. We have a special relationship. We'll talk about it later. She's a visionary. She has a bold approach to things. And I think the State Diamond Trader is lucky to have her. And I think all of us in the room, those of us who are stakeholders in the diamond industry, should give her all the support she needs. The CEO of the State Diamond Trader, Sizno Siphiwe, please.
Program Director, to the Honorable Minister of Minerals and Petroleum Resources in his absentia, the Executive Mayor, Honorable Nkosindiphile Xhakaza of Ekhuleni Municipality, senior government officials, CEOs, captains of industries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with profound honor and deep sense of pride that I present to you the inaugural South Africa Diamond Show, a groundbreaking event which is set to take place in the vibrant city of Cape Town from the 2nd to the 5th of February at the iconic Cape Townian Hotel under the theme Evolution and Promotion of Natural Diamonds. This event will serve as a beacon, illuminating the intrinsic value and timeless allure of natural diamonds, while firmly positioning South Africa as a pivotal force in the global diamond industry. Certainly, this theme profoundly signifies a journey of transformation for diamonds from ancient geological processes, I'm a geologist, that form from natural diamonds deep with the earth to the modern day role as a symbol of luxury, status, and heritage. Likewise, the evolution aspect of the theme highlights the advancement in the diamond industry, including innovation in mining techniques, cutting-edge technology, and sustainability practices that ensure diamonds are sourced responsible and ethically. Ladies and gentlemen, South Africa Diamond Show is more than an exhibition. It is a unique platform that brings together leaders from mining, cutting and polishing, jewelry trading, and regulators, creating an exceptional opportunity for both business to business and business to consumer engagement. It is a celebration of our nation's rich diamond heritage, echoing our unwavering commitment to sustainability, ethical sourcing, and corporate social responsibility. To this end, the inaugural South African Diamond Show is designed not only to elevate the country's status as a global diamond hub, but also to promote sustainability, innovation, and ethical sources of diamonds. Moreover, it is a strategic opportunity to spur economic growth, attract foreign investment, create employment opportunities, particularly within the local diamond sector. This prestigious event is brought to you by the State Diamond Trader in collaboration with the Minister of Minerals and Petroleum Resources. The State Diamond Trader, as explained by our chair, is a state-owned entity and it operates in the diamond industry with the aim to grow local diamond beneficiation. Consequently, then the show resonates with the core values of the State Diamond Trader, those of excellence, transformation, agility, and collaboration. This event embodies excellence by showcasing the finest quality natural diamonds and the cutting-edge innovation that defines South Africa's diamond industry. It is a platform for transformation, reflecting State Diamond Traders' commitment to inclusive economic growth, empowering our local communities through beneficiations and skills development. The show's dynamic and forward-thinking approach, it mirrors the agile nature of the State Diamond Trader, adapting to market shifts, embracing new technologies to maintain South Africa's competitive edge. Finally, the event promotes collaboration by fostering partnership across global diamond value chain, bringing together industry leaders, government stakeholders, and local enterprises to drive sustainable growth and shared prosperity. Indeed, the overarching aim of this event is to establish South Africa as the leading diamond hub by convening industry leaders and global stakeholders. This show will solidify our position as a prime destination for diamond trade and industry collaboration, ensuring that South Africa maintains its competitive edge on the world. The show will also highlight the key aspects with regards to evolution of natural diamonds. With the growing prominence of synthetic diamonds in the marketplace, the show will focus on educating international stakeholders about the intrinsic value and unique characteristics of natural diamonds, emphasizing their role as a timeless investment and as a symbol of luxury. It will also create an opportunity to facilitate networking and business opportunity. The event will create a dynamic environment for industry leaders to engage in business matching, exchange insights, form strategic partnerships to drive innovation, trade, and investment in the diamond sector. Without a doubt, as champions of the Kimberley process, the State Diamond Trader is committed to responsible and transparent sourcing of diamonds. This event will shine a spotlight on South Africa's dedication to ethical practices, reinforcing our support for the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme and our adherence to industry standards for transparency and human rights. Innovation in diamond mining and manufacturing is the cornerstone of the future of the diamond industry. So this event will showcase how our mining has advanced in terms of diamond cutting technologies, the beneficiation techniques, and then we will position our country at the forefront of innovation in the diamond sector. Job creation and skills development is equally key towards the future of the diamond industry. As such, South African Diamond Show will not only generate employment but also support initiatives that promote skills development, capacity building, and empowering the next generation of industry professionals. The South African Diamond Show will consist of several key components designed to meet the diverse needs of the global diamond industry. And these will be, there will be an exhibition where a spectacular show of the South African diamonds featuring local mining companies, featuring traders, manufacturers, displaying their cutting-edge technology to an international audience. As we all are aware, this week it runs parallel with the Mining Indaba, the Africa Mining Indaba. So the world will be in South Africa at that time. So we have targeted this week strategically. There will also be business matching and networking, tailored sessions to facilitate meaningful dialogues and partnerships between exhibitors and international buyers. We will have workshops and panel discussions where they are led by experts addressing ethical sources from the African Diamond Producers Association. And also there will be awards and recognition where this will be at the gala dinner. A cultural and heritage experience where we will reflect on South Africa's cultural diversity and heritage. The event will feature cultural performances and exhibition celebrating the country's rich history and its role in the global diamond trade. Indeed, this show is strategically aligned with several government priorities, which are promoting mineral beneficiation. The show aligns with the government's strategic focus on increasing the beneficiation of South Africans' mineral resources. By showcasing South African diamonds and their value-added processes, the event will encourage further investment in local diamond cutting and polishing and manufacturing. Ethical sourcing and sustainability practices. The event will also support government's commitment to ensure that South Africa remains a responsible player in the global diamond market. This includes adhering to the international standards of the Kimberley process and advancing sustainability practices. We will also ensure that the event play a role in creating new employment opportunities within the local diamond sector while supporting the broader economic development goals outlined in our National Development Plan. We will attract international buyers and investors to the South African Diamond Show and directly support our government's goal for increasing foreign direct investment in key economic sectors, which obviously includes mining. In conclusion, the South African Diamond Show presents a unique opportunity to ensure that the country's global standing within the diamond industry, through its theme, Promotion and Evaluation of Natural Diamonds. The show will celebrate the enduring value of natural diamonds while also addressing the key industry challenges such as ethical sourcing, sustainability, and technical innovation. The show will serve as both an international trade platform, a catalyst for sustainable growth for South Africa's diamond sector, ensuring it continues to be a vital contributor to the national economy. Thank you very much for attending this launch. We look forward to fostering collaboration, driving sales, supporting the growth of the global diamond trader. Whether you are a seasoned expert or a new diamond expertise, and prepared to be part.
Provided a space for us to learn about the diamond industry. You and your son were very kind to teach us some of the things that we know today. So instead of just talking about Nungu Diamonds alone, I'm trying to give, again, I say, context about how it is that we've gotten here. So a round of applause for them again. So I was still going on about Khomozo Ramodipa and her sister Jo Matole. We'd travel to the Hong Kong shows, ourselves, Mulifi, Zipo was there as well, exhibiting South African diamonds, taking our diamonds to the world and showing people what it is we're capable of. And again, through the support of the State Diamond Trade, we were able to achieve that. And look at us today, we can even speak English and become program directors. Look at that. I'm trying to find others. Mulifi, help me. Are there others that I'm missing? Andile is one of the newer ones. But please. But I'm probably insulting you by saying newer. We all came up in the diamond business. He's also one of the young people that are trying their hardest to make a success out of their businesses in this complicated industry. And through the support of the diamond industry, we find ourselves having somewhat a footing in this space. And thank you again to the State Diamond Trader for your efforts. To conclude, Nungu Diamonds has made rings for people that some people know, people that some people hate, but it's okay. I remember when we made Somizi and Mohale's rings for the first time, and South Africa took a liking to what we did because for the first time there was a black-owned business that was on television making beautiful looking rings, and people began to reimagine this whole story of beneficiation very differently. To say, these diamonds are mined here, they're cut and polished here, and they can be worn by our people. And that's what the State Diamond Trader champions. We've had the opportunity to make them a South Africa crown, which is something that we're incredibly proud of. And thank you. Thank you so much. One lady at the back, thank you so much. We are a proudly South African business. And like I say, many of the businesses I've mentioned now are much the same. And the State Diamond Trader's role in our development is critical. And what we hope is that you'll be able to do the same for many others coming along, and that the success of the State Diamond Trader and this diamond show takes us to a different level altogether. We urge government to continue to support the efforts of the State Diamond Trader so that we can achieve much, much, much more. Without saying too much, there's a young lady who she just said to me now, I'm so scared, I don't know how to talk, I'm going to have to talk after you. I said to her, I'll hold her hand if she lets me. Nokolo, please come tell the audience about your business as well. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm very nervous. I'm very scared. I'm not used to. Yeah, okay, thank you. So my name is Nokolom Selegu. I'm a jewelry designer and a manufacturer and a owner of a brand called Elegante. This is some of our pieces right over there. So, okay. Thank you. I think I do need a bottle of water because I am so nervous. A brief history about me. and the materialization of Elegante. I studied jewelry designing and manufacturing at the University of Johannesburg. In 2015, a remarkable collaboration between the MQA and, no, oh my God, this is like, I'm very, very grateful to be here. This is just such a crazy opportunity for me to actually be standing in front of you and telling you guys about my business. It's been a very, very, very difficult journey, but I am very grateful for my resilience and believing in myself and my team. I have a great team that helps me out so much. And the fact to be able to actually give other people an opportunity to express themselves in design, in manufacturing, as young jewelers, because there's not a lot of opportunity in this industry. So I'm very, very proud of that. And for the fact that as young as I am, I've been able to open a jewelry store at the Mark in Sandton. I am so proud of that. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy journey because I had to unfortunately close down the store after a year and 4 months because it's just so difficult. I mean, there's not a lot of support, I would say, like supporting young jewelers, but okay, me being here is incredible. So there is support, and for the fact that I'm going to be exhibiting in Cape Town, what? So I'm very, very grateful. Yeah, thank you so much, Uma, for actually having me here and speaking. And yes, I'm so nervous and I'm rumbling, but this is my journey. I'm learning as I go, and I'm so grateful. I really am. Thank you.
So we're going to send you the speech for you to hear yourself. You were fantastic. You were fantastic. There was nothing wrong with what you did there. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to have a panel discussion. I'm going to invite Mr. Abigail Ngomezulu to the stage. Sorry, Abel. Ooh, I'm getting into trouble today. Oh, my license might get revoked. I apologize for that. Mr. Ngomezulu, I should have just stopped at Mr. Ngomezulu. I'm saying Ms. Khomoto Ramudipa, Mr. Lefente Nokaning, am I pronouncing it correctly? Fantastic. Mr. Khatiso Manake, Mr. Andile Kaba, and then our very own Mr. Conrad van der Ros. I should have messed up the name, but I thought better of it. Did I say Abigail? That's not Abigail. I think I'm missing someone. So excuse that embarrassing moment. I had to ask the moderator what her actual name is. Instead, I get it. I don't want to get it wrong. Tumelo Motutwani, if you may please come and moderate the panel discussion. Thank you so much.
A very warm good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. How are we feeling this morning? I'm feeling great. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you have awarded me to come and facilitate a rather significant and important discussion, not only about what to expect in Cape Town at the inaugural SA Diamond Show, but just the work that South Africa has done thus far, because we can't deny that there has been work done that we need to be proud of. South Africa has positioned itself as a serious player when it comes to diamond mining, jewelry, when it comes to just all the role players in sector. So I think this conversation will definitely lead the charge. And just before I begin, because I don't know if it's a news anchor journalism thing, I have a way of just placing my panelists in order so that I know who is coming in first. I'm going to rearrange the stage just a little bit, just so that I can ask my panelists to sit in a way that my brain can just know who's next to me first. Mr. Abiel Mngomezulu, the chairperson of the South African Diamond and Precious Metals Regulator, may you please just be the first, sit on the first chair. Second, Ms. Khomotso Ramudipa from Kwame Diamonds. Ma'am, may I ask you? Oh, perfectly said. Of course, women. Hello, women, Bogoto, of course. Mr. Lifenze Nokaneng, the GM under research at Brand SA. Thank you so much, sir. And Mr. Khatiso Manake, chairman at the Kimberley Diamond and Jewelry Incubator. Thank you, sir. May you have a seat there. Mr. Andile Kaba, director of SA Young Diamond. And last but definitely not least, Mr. Conrad van der Ros, the operations manager at the State Diamond Trader. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to give a disclaimer before we begin. And I'm assuming that the team will come and help me with a mic as I'm seated, because I'm not sure if I have a mic. I'm not wearing diamonds. Conflict of interest, I know. These were probably $39.99. I'm not sure if there's that price tag. So please hook me up with the right places so that after this, I act what I discuss on this stage. So I'm ready for this conversation, looking forward, and thank you so much for affording me the opportunity. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. Mr. Abigail. we change names when the inaugural SA Diamond Show is being planned. Mr. Mngomezulu, it's a pleasure to be with you here. Thanks for joining us. I think we need to give Mr. Mngomezulu really his flowers. I understand that you were part of those, if not, one of the main individuals that drafted the Diamond Act. I would like to know more about the history and context behind the drafting of the Diamond Act, and why it was so important for the State Diamond Trader to ensure that South Africa really has a good footing in as far as setting the standards for indeed ethical sourcing, for innovation, as Ms. Nosipiwe mentioned, but also just in terms of sustainability, so the country can be able to sustain itself.
Thanks, Madam. The mic is not on, but it doesn't matter too much for me. It's a very interesting subject, because most people only these things are not fun. They switched off now. Yeah, they switch off the. Okay. It's a very interesting question that you put, because it depends how much time we have, and I think we've got enough time, because the history is a bit longish, but I'll try to shorten it a bit. But before I get into it, because I've been called Abigail today, I like to digress a bit. There's this saying that there are two main things that people are scared of. The first thing is to die. The second one is to stand on stage. So I understand why you moved away from standing on the stage, because it means the worst thing in life is to die on stage. So welcome in joining us here. Why I say the history is a bit longer, the history doesn't start with the amendment of the Diamond Act. The history actually starts a bit earlier with the development of the NPRDA, the Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act. If you read the Act, there are two important things. The Act introduces, the NPRDA introduces beneficiation. And the Act as well introduces, in section 100, I think, introduces a broad-based socio-economic empowerment charter. And those are the two pillars that, in a way, forced the department to go further, in developing, in amending the Diamond Act of 1986. Okay? Remember that in 1986, we're still before the democratic South Africa. So
Right.
the Act favored other things, and at that time, there was no definition of beneficiation. In fact, beneficiation was coined as a South African term. And therefore, there had to be a way of introducing beneficiation in South Africa. And what a good way of introducing it, by doing the Diamond Act in 2005.
Okay.
And with the development of the Diamond Act, the state diamond trader concept was introduced. Those who are old enough would remember that before the state diamond trader, there was an organization that was called DAMDEL. Okay? And at that time, there were two main places where you could buy diamonds in South Africa. It was either a site holder or a customer to DAMDEL, which was the way DPS developed the country's main producer in South Africa. They had small other operators.
Okay, let me perhaps pause it there with you, and we'll come back just for more in as far as, you know, where now the state diamond trader is and where it's headed to, guided by the Diamond Act. But Kgomoso Ramodipa, I want to come to you because we had a lovely introduction of you as well as other, you know, business owners within the diamonds market in the country. But share with us your story, also as a woman, in this rather, I think as Nokolo mentioned, or Kialeboga mentioned, rather complex, you know, industry, but also as a beneficiary of the state diamond trader.
Okay. So our journey started, I should say, around 2000. It was just after the dawn of democracy, where all the things that were not available to us as black people were now available. Mining being one of them. So everybody was rushing to go into mining, and we thought we don't want to be left behind. So we grew up from Soweto. It's me and my sister, and we were brought up by our parents were really go-getters. They were entrepreneurs. So my mother was a nurse who was selling linen and do this and that. So I was an optometrist by profession. My sister was an investor and stockbroking investor. But wearing those caps, we saw that there's an opportunity for us to get into this business. So our journey started with pursuing mining. But we soon realized that mining is not the way to go because it was a long way. We wanted results now.
Quick money,
Yes,
six
yes,
numbers
we-
plus bonus.
We wanted diamonds and we wanted them now. And as we learned, we understood that you have to prospect, you have to do this. By the time we wear our diamonds, it would be like 5 years down the line, and we were not having it. So we decided that we need to short-circuit this journey and get the fastest way to get results. And we understood that there is no way to be in this industry if you don't understand the dynamics, if you don't understand the business. So we went and registered for learning how to evaluate the diamonds because we needed to know what we are holding. So we needed to learn. So we understood that knowledge was key. So after that, we got our license, and then we started by being brokers. because the diamond industry is a cash-intensive industry. And the banks don't want to hear your story. If you don't have trust fund money, you need to find a way of making it work. So our way was being brokers. So brokers meant international players come to South Africa. They don't have a license. I have a license. And now, through me, they get to purchase the rough, and then they export it to their countries, and I'm left with whatever commission that they were willing to pay me. I have a business mind.
Right.
And I'm looking at an invoice that says 15 million, and I'm left with 500 rands. It does not compute. And we were sitting there and we thought, how is it possible that these guys are able to come and use my license and walk away with millions and I'm left with nothing?
Right.
How can I contribute in such a way that that money stays here? How do I make sure that what they have overseas, I have here? So that's when we started dreaming about having our own manufacturing outfit. So obviously it meant that we must leave our jobs and then now focus on studying
Right.
artists. So
And we'll get into more challenges and opportunities because that story is important, almost in understanding. I think it's one story that a lot of business owners in this industry can relate to. But as I come to you, Lifense, I mean, I want to speak more on a broader scale in as far as the image of South Africa is concerned. We know that the inaugural, SA Diamond Show will be strengthening South Africa's positioning globally in as far as it being a leader within industry. But also give me a brief context in terms of how is that image looking like, but also how will this show in Cape Town from the 2nd to the 5th further strengthen that?
I think when it comes to South Africa, it really speaks to, one, an economy that is the most industrialized on the African continent. And I think that bodes well for us as a country. To that, over the last couple of years, we're speaking to mining where it has faced numerous challenges similar to other sectors. And to have a platform such as this, the inaugural Diamond Show, it really elevates the legacy of the diamond industry of South Africa. And by and large, also then positions the country, once again, a traditional mining jurisdiction which industrialized on the back of mining. And again, now here we are taking a step or a leap forward in terms of creating a new market or market creation through developing this platform. So it really bodes well for this, for our economy and also for our country in terms of showcasing what we are capable of.
Absolutely. Quite excited, given that the world, as the CEOs mentioned earlier, would already be in Cape Town, that they're able now to get a front row seat in what South Africa is capable of doing as far as also garnering collaboration and innovation. But Khatiso, I mean, with that comes skills, doesn't it? Do we have the right skills as South Africa? I think if there's one thing that the lockdown and, the pandemic showed is that we have to innovate quickly. We have to think out of the box, as soon as yesterday. But are we there yet? And what's your role as the Kimberley Diamond and Jewelry Incubator in ensuring that we have the necessary skills in South Africa?
No, thank you very much. I think just start off, I'm born and bred in Kimberley, which is the birthplace of diamonds. I think that is a privilege just to be born in a place where diamond mining actually started. When it comes to the role that the Kimberley Diamond and Jewelry Incubator plays, we train entrepreneurs in the diamond and jewelry space. We provide them with the necessary technical skills, most importantly, the business entrepreneurship acumen. And then when it comes to the training as well, we also provide them when we use the Kimberley International Diamond and Jewelry Academy, where young people learn the skills of cutting diamonds, cutting and polishing diamonds, right in the heart of Kimberley. So when it comes to the issues of skills, really the Kimberley Diamond and Jewelry Incubator plays a pivotal and important role to ensuring that we do have the necessary skills in our country. However, we are still not yet on par with the likes of your Indians, but definitely as we develop the diamond industry, more especially beneficial skills, we will definitely be on par with the likes of the Indians.
Right, and I think also global industry, standards and skills, because Khomoso, you did mention that you would have, someone coming from, the outside of the borders of this country coming in to use a broker that is here. So there would need to be an understanding, I suppose, of language and understand of how the mechanics work. But also, I think we can't deny it has to happen at a pace that is of, global standards.
Definitely. When it comes to the pace, we really have to fast-track skills development in the diamond space. We have to ensure, especially young people in the diamond space, must be on par with the international peers. The good thing is that the diamond industry is an international industry. So we must, I'm using the word must, not should, we must be on par with our international peers. So skills development plays a pivotal and critical role to ensure that the South African diamond industry develops. And how do we do that? Is by upskilling entrepreneurs and young people of our country.
Right. Andile, I just wonder if there are already opportunities for young people. If not, what needs to be done? Nokolo mentioned that it's quite a difficult space to enter into as a young person already. But with that being said, is there a way for opportunities to further be cultivated? The State Diamond Trader can be used as one gateway, but they can't act in silo. There needs to be more hands on deck to assist young people.
Greetings, everyone. Am I audible? Greetings, everyone. I think there is room for improvement in the industry for young people. I myself, I'm a product of the State Diamond Traders Enterprise Development Program. So they've really helped me and my business to be mentored, get to gain valuable insights into the industry. As Mr. Khatis was saying, that we're not on par as to the likes of your Indians and other cutting centers around the world. But I myself am fortunate enough to have gone and trained in India, in Surat. So with that having happened, I was able to actually be exposed to how big an impact these enterprise development programs can be, and mentorship into the trade, how it can assist us to move forward where, excuse me, you have a business where there's about 2,500 employees and about 70,000 diamonds exchanging hands on the floor on any given day. So that's something where we as young people, it opens our eyes to the opportunities out there. So as the Guild, we are also looking into having more programs where we can usher in new young people, especially HDSA individuals who have graduated from Diamond College and other colleges, and then they get absorbed into the diamond industry. So we're trying to have programs and master classes of how people can try to navigate into the industry. And as young people in the industry, we ourselves can better articulate the message to them and help them navigate.
Yeah, and share your stories, of just triumph against all odds. I'll open up the floor to questions in just a moment. Perhaps I can ask my colleagues to assist with manning the microphones, and I'll check if there are any questions after this question to Conrad. Conrad, I think you have quite a beautiful story of resilience that you can share with us briefly, in as far as what the 17 years of the State Diamond Trader have looked like since inception. You have seen challenges and milestones. Perhaps can you share some of them with us?
Absolutely. I think before I even share that, I want to dispel something that we are being told. I disagree when it comes to skill. Manufacturing has been in South Africa for over 90 years. We've been mining for over 150 years. Now, if we've been doing that with the first factory in Kimberley, how can we say we do not have skill? Let's define what skill are we talking about. Technical skill exists within South Africa. In South Africa, the quality of work that comes out from our manufacturers are on par with the rest of the world. Manufacturers are on par with the rest of the world. So if we are going to have an impact on telling our own story, we've got to claim it. We've got to claim it. And not allow everybody else to tell us. I mean, the reality of South African history is this. You are a diamond producer. Remain one. You got no business being in manufacturing. That was the narrative all the time. And when legislation came in and said, wait a minute, we're going to encourage value addition beneficiation. The rest of the world said, oh no, it's not going to work. The rest of the world said, oh no, it's not going to work. State Diamond Trader will be around for a year and then you will close offices. Then you've got to ask the question, why was that said? It was said because our rough diamonds are better off being exported and grow in other industries like Belgium that do not produce a single diamond, let's be honest about that fact, that assist other industries that really do not produce, but yet the industries have grown. So South Africa needs to change its mindset and not allow themselves to be told what they can and cannot do. We've been doing it. Our product of manufacturing and the technical skills that exist within our industry is on par with the rest of the world. When we talk about the other scheme, it's probably the business side of it. Because the diamond industry is complex, so you need to understand it. If you talk about the Indian industry, it is family-based. So as a child coming out of school, you get your summer schooling you will do in your father's business. So we are not subsidized by government, which even makes it even more interesting. It was set up in a way that it derives its profits from the sale of rough diamonds, which means that it takes care of its own running costs, which means from the profit it makes it reinvest that into the industry, the Hong Kong show, the enterprise development program. We have seen a recession in 2008. When the rest of the industry, the global industry, went in a bit of a tailspin, because now you got large companies employing over 1,000 people. There's not now, there's no, your inventory you're unable to sell, you restructure. South Africa was resilient because of its mom and pop type of stores. It's one-man operation. I think it was the only center really that was actually still producing diamonds. We have seen all these curves happening. We have seen the industry change. You were asking AB, why was legislation so important? People say we must not talk about our history. No, it's important to understand it, because then you understand where our future is going. You understand why certain decisions were made. Pre-State Diamond Trader, the only time you saw black people was lunchtime, because they were polishers for factories. Okay, so they were polishing for companies. You saw them lunchtime, and we talk about there's no skill, full stop. So we had to change that. But wait a minute, they need to become business owners. Why? Because our history demands that the product that is God-given has a social impact to everybody, and I think people struggle to understand that. So we always say that we are a business, but we need to have that social impact, because that's what diamond does. It touches lives. I need to also do this disclaimer. I'm a Kimberlite. I'm from Kimberley as well.
We can hear.
When we,
The defender. We can hear the defender of diamonds.
When we're talking about communities and how diamonds have impacted and done good, I'm a good example about that. A young boy in Kimberley walking to school barefoot. And now I'm the operations manager of State Diamond Trader in Johannesburg, an entity that is respected globally. How is that for value addition?
Oh, yeah. And he says while he fixes the flag, while the flag is being adjusted. I have to pause it there and just check if there are any questions, just in the room. Perhaps something, sparked up, a question, a comment. While this discussion is taking place, I can take the first round of questions. Anyone in the room? please, you're welcome. Colleagues from media industry, if you have any questions, raise your hand. If there's none at this stage, I'll continue the conversation and come in back and check in with you if there are any more questions. But let me come back to you, Abiel, because I mean, when it comes to regulation and South Africa's adaptation, how has the South African diamond industry adapted to changes in both mining technology as well as regulations?
I think all of us are aware that diamonds are non-renewable resource, okay? And at one point, we were number one as diamond producers. And we're further down the chain now. And that, I think, has started to be a wake-up call for all of us. We're starting to be aware that we need to do more for us to gain more on our diamonds specifically. And in that way, it means if you look at where we were when the law was amended and where we are now, the aim of the law was to make us all aware that we need to beneficiate in South Africa. We need to beneficiate more in other people to utilize our diamonds to be better than us. Okay? But at the same time, we have to be very careful. I'm happy that you went to Surat, because Surat in India is a very typical example that shows you as to what is it that we can do. We can never compete with Surat, okay? Because the principles of cutting and polishing in Surat are totally against our belief as South Africans. You can never have, we can never ever, we just need to forget, I need to make this, we just need to forget that we cannot compete with the Indians when it comes to small stones, right? Because of the conditions under which they work. Those conditions, we as South Africans, we can never go to those conditions in order for us to develop. So we're always good and professionals at a certain type of diamonds. And we need to build that niche ourselves. We need to sit down as South Africans and say, where is our niche? And make it a point that we help one another in developing that niche. Because if we say we'll compete throughout all the types of diamonds that we produce in South Africa, let's just forget it.
It's not realistic.
Yeah.
Khomo, so earlier on, you also touched on some of the challenges that you experienced in your business. I want to, just further ask you more about your experiences in your business, but also seeing a thread of how you have managed to adapt and come out on the other side. Because I think it's quite important to tell stories where, there is triumph after struggle, because in every industry there is struggle. But yours is quite special because I understand that there have been challenges such as retrenchments. There have been challenges such as the economic downturns affecting your business. How have they impacted you, but also how did you manage to adapt?
I want to piggyback on what the State Diamond Trader has done in terms of skills and what the history of South Africa has had in terms of manufacturing in South Africa. So we were the manufacturing hub of the diamond industry. And it dwindled from about 10,000 polishers to now, I don't know how much we have now. And we wanted to bring back manufacturing to South Africa and be the owners of, the reason why it dwindled is because the people that were owning those factories packed up and left. And as South Africans, we were left with no factories. So we wanted to start something that when economies went down, we would still be here. So the challenges that we faced was that we did not have the manufacturing skills. And we recognized very quickly that we need to surround ourselves with people that have the know-how. And the Indians had the know-how. At the time, my sister was managing a site holder company, and it went down during 2010. So the stuff that was there, They employed, I think, 60 local manufacturers, and about 10% of that were Indian experts. So instead of allowing them to go home, we started small. We said we will take 2 of the Indian experts and we will take 10 of the locals. So we do not know how to polish, but we surrounded ourselves with people that knew how, so a business. But then we grew to a complement. I think we at the end of, it's formed into a mining company. So it's formed into a mining company. So instead of just polishing diamonds, we went and mined the diamonds. So that is how we mitigated the situation that we were
Maneuvered.
Yes, we had to
around.
maneuver. We had to, that's how we adapted.
Sure. And it's quite a story. Yeah, you wanted to? Oh. All the way, through and through. You know, as I come to you, Lefense, I just want to perhaps tie in what Abiel and Khomotso said. Abiel giving us a scenario where some may use Surat as a benchmark or a standard, but quickly, saying that we need to be realistic. Ethical standards don't necessarily complement one another as far as how they source or other the conditions they work under and how South Africa is structured. Khomotso is saying they had to, as a business, have to work around and mitigate the economic downturns at the time. So in as far as Brand SA is concerned, how do you think the diamond industry can be used as, if you can prep for this later on, I would like to know your role as Brand SA in working alongside the STD to further just exacerbate this. Khadiso, when I come to you, I think also of our community.
As entrepreneurs in the industry, we can keep afloat and survive. One thing that we want to do right now is to just work together, create those linkages between the other industry participants and work together to find a way that works for all of us.
Yeah. And I'm sure, Conrad, as you listen to the answers, and maybe perhaps a reminder again that I'll be coming for the next round of questions before then closing with my panels. So please prepare those questions if you have colleagues. But Conrad, I'm sure listening to Khomotso narrate her story, listening to Khadiso speak about still the capital intensive scenario and circumstance that business owners still find themselves in, and Andile saying young people continue to struggle and need the assistance. Where then does the SDT stand in as far as its plans in assisting with some of these challenges?
I think for any business within the diamond space, access to raw materials, State Diamond Trader, access to finance, access to markets, Brand SA, access to markets, very important. All of those 3 needs to work together. And the stumbling block to propel growth is access to finance. We have been having a challenge in financial institutions to understand this industry. They are quite risk averse to this industry. That's the reality of it. One of State Diamond Traders' mandates are to also facilitate growth. And as part of that facilitation of growth, we are engaging with these financial institutions to come on board. So part of engaging with them is educating them about the diamond industry, because I think that is the one element that they do not understand. And as part of bringing them closer to the diamond industry, and talking about the likes of Nungu Diamonds, here's a case study. Talking the likes of Molefi Letsigi Diamonds. I need to emphasize as well and make one point. The first black site holder of De Beers. Wow. Okay? So we've got all of these little achievements that we've done. Yeah. Financial institutions must tell us, okay, what more do you actually want? I think it also relies on the silo mentality that we work with within the space of the industry and within government institutions as well. If beneficiation is what we are aiming to do, let's pull all of our resources together and ensure that it happens. I love the words that people used, intentionally, must. And I think that another one that I want to bring in is unapologetically. So the silo mentality, if we're going to be serious about beneficiation, let's remove it. within the industry itself, I would love to see organizations within the industry working together. You know, we do not talk about our industry together. Lack of marketing. We don't talk about the good that goes on in our lives. Oh, but we can complain a lot. And we will sing about it and we will do all of those things, but we do not speak about the good. So how are investors going to understand that there is something happening that is good? I need to invest in there. Because we moan too much here, we forget about the positive things that are actually coming out. So it's a mind shift as well. So in close, it's just a fact of us educating the financial institutions and bringing them closer. We need the South African industry to work as a collective. With the threat of lab-grown diamonds, lab-grown diamonds came into play. Why? Because we were comfortable enough thinking that we can just sell natural diamonds and sit back. Lab-grown diamonds came in and they were intentional. They were deliberate. Their marketing was cutthroat, stating that we don't impact the environment and we do not do conflict and all of that. The natural diamond space, we were sitting and waiting for other people to actually market. I think the time is now for, especially the South African industry, to work together in marketing the natural diamond space. The consumer wants to know the story of diamonds. I am wearing some diamonds. South African diamonds and South African gold. I need to emphasize that. So from a Proud South Africa point of view and a buy local summit, buy your product from the South Africans. You have got a story to be told about buying a product, a diamond that has been developed under the earth's surface for over billions of years old, extracted out, crafted by the technical know-how of a South African. A jewelry designed by the skillful outlook and creativity of jewelers and brought together in a lovely marriage. I mean, come on, guys. But we need to work together in marketing the natural diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
And we need to be, and we stop being apologetic. South Africans are resilient, guys. I mean, we know our history, where we come from. Everybody else thought, there's going to be issues here. There isn't. We've got a lovely, colorful flag. We are resilient and we find solutions. Why? Because it's in our DNA.
Yeah.
But break silo mentality and work as a collective to get that message out there. We've got a story to be told about diamonds. We know where they are coming from. We know where our gold is coming from. We know where our platinum is coming from. That's a story. So my appeal as well to the audience here. Inquire where the diamonds are coming from, where you go and purchase one. If it has been imported, do you want to really possess something that's imported, or do you want something possessed in South African? So responsibility is all of us as well, the audience, the consumers. We are the consumers here.
Yeah.
Here are manufacturers that are able to actually sell you goods, and they are able to tell you where the diamond was mined. Isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful. But also, it's something good for a parent to tell a child when they touch your jewelry, don't just say it's expensive, but say, do you know it comes from the earth?
Yes.
Do you know what you're touching? 'Cause we
Correct.
just often say, don't break that, it's expensive. But this time,
Yeah.
you tell the full story. Conrad, I definitely hear what you're saying. But I want to check if our audience have any questions for our panelists. This will be my final call, and then I'll take closing comments. All right, I see a hand. Do we have a microphone to give to the lady in front to ask a question? Thanks, colleague. The lady in front.
I'm Dineo from Sunday Times. I'd like to find out, exactly what the South African market share of the diamond industry is. I just heard, Sis Khomoto talking about the number of people that do the beneficiation has dwindled, but I just wanted a clearer picture of that. And also, how do your plans to become a beneficiation leader, how are they affected by the current state of the diamond industry at the...
All right, thanks for that. First question directed to anyone specific? The first question? Anyone can take it?
Yes.
All right. Who wants to take the first question about market share?
I think from a market share, when we are talking about our impact on polished diamonds, it's minute. It doesn't even sit on the statistics as such. Why? It demonstrates that most of the goods are exported and manufactured there. The Chinese market loves, when they see diamonds, they say, oh, South African diamonds. But we didn't capitalize on it. When it comes to the diamond production itself, we have fallen out to number 5. The current state of play in the diamond industry, of course, it has impacted. When we're looking at local, we are part of a global industry. What happens in China's slow recovery from COVID impacts. Why? Because China was the second largest consumer of diamond jewelry. The global inflation impact in the USA impacts because why? Consumers didn't have money to actually focus on polished diamonds. They went for the lab grown, they want the cheaper version of it. That impact the demand. And that impact demand that happens over there impacts us here in South Africa. It impacts us, it means that we then now have to rethink about how we position ourselves. It does have an impact on the growth of our industry. But the most important thing about that is that, you know, when the cards are down, you do not sit back and wait for somebody else to solve that problem. You bring in initiatives that makes you ready for when the market is on the recovery. Because we know the market is seasonal. Post-COVID, we had a brilliant market. There was demand all of a sudden. Maybe the fear of death said to people, let us invest in diamonds. But we weren't complaining about why the reasons was for that. It's that year, as I said, State Trader made R1 billion in sales, R1 billion in purchases. Brilliant. Everybody in the pipeline was making profit. Brilliant. There was no geopolitical issues that impacted the industry. This time around, we've got the inflation, we've got the economic slowdown, we've got all of this, but this other little elephant now. Geopolitical issues as well now, because now the industry has to, this poor diamond, has to now take all of this pressure, although it was formed under high pressure and high temperatures in the Earth's surface. But I mean, we have freed it now. Can it also just breathe? So it impacts us, but we have to be ready to put initiatives in place for when there's an upswing. We're not at the tail end. Then we are able to capitalize on that.
All right. Thanks, Comrade.
Just to add on what Mr. Fanaros has indicated. So currently, I think our market share was around between 5 and 10%. And most importantly, on the initiatives, that as the South African diamond industry, we cannot just sit and wait. What we've done at the Kimberley Diamond and Jewelry Incubator, in conjunction with the State Diamond Trade as well, we have developed a brand called the Diamonds of South Africa. The Diamonds of South African brand is quite big in the People's Republic of China. So we have worked very closely with the Shanghai Diamond Exchange. So we're not waiting, so that when the price of diamonds recovers in China, we'll be one of the market leaders that side. So when we initiate such initiatives, the main purpose is to ensure that entrepreneurs, South African entrepreneurs, benefit from such initiatives. Where we strongly believe that what goes down must come up, and when it comes up, then we'll be ready for that market.
Thanks, Hadiza. Want to add, Khobuza?
Yeah, I wanted to add to all of that. As you were saying, what we are going through now with how what is going on out there in the global industries is impacting South Africa. When we come up, we need to have a strong why we are doing this for South Africa. So we need to have a collective, why are we in this business? And if, as South Africans, or as a South African industry, we do not know why we are in this industry, then we are giving permission for other global players to dictate to us who we are. So we need to have a strong why. Why are we saying South African diamonds? And I can't say South African diamonds as Khomuzo have my own definition. Right. we all have to speak in one voice, so that when I'm asked, when I'm out there, why South African diamonds, I'm able to sing from the same hymn book.
That's true. Thanks, Khomotso. Anyone else want to add before we move on?
Just say that even the current geopolitical global, it also presents an opportunity, especially with
I think Khatiso, he mentioned that there should be a fund for beneficiation. I'm just wondering, it sounds interesting. How do you think that beneficiation fund should look like, and in terms of who it supports, how much should be in that fund? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dinewa. I think the beneficiation fund is quite important, and how it should look like. I've made an hypothetical amount where I said 100 million. As we've mentioned that the diamond industry is capital intensive, that would be the minimum, 100. So all players must be involved in the diamond beneficiation fund, starting from government, the development funding institutions. They must pledge and support this fund. Your commercial banks, they must also be in support and contribute towards the fund. And all players in the diamond space, whether you are a miner, you must contribute towards that fund. And then the fund management part, that can then be between the State Diamond Trader, together with the South African Precious Metals and Regulator. And then on the fund itself, there must be players that understands and that knows and understands the diamond industry. I think, as Mr. Fenderos has rightfully stated, the education of especially financial providers comes in critical. But the entrepreneurs or the decision makers on that funding committee plays a crucial role to ensure the flow of funds. That is a very important fund. Otherwise, like we said, we must be intentional. If we're not going to invest in a diamond beneficiation fund, and then definitely the diamond industry in South Africa would really die a violent death. And by having the diamond beneficiation fund, we'll definitely be intentional to ensure that we develop and grow the diamond industry.
Thank you.
If I may just come in to help clarify issues of such funds. We've got a precursor already that it can be studied and be utilized. We've got the Mining Exploration Fund, which is sitting at the IDC. So it's quite a precursor that we can learn from. I mean, for example, the State Diamond Trader started by the funding from the IDC. Nothing from the state, directly from the IDC and private banks. So we don't have to be always relying on government. Government doesn't have funds. Okay, so we need to be quite creative and look at other avenues where we can get funding.
Thank you so much, Abel, for that. Thank you. Any other question? All right, I see a hand in front. May we have a mic? Okay.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. The moderator, when you were taking the first set of questions, you also gave an option for comments, which with the second round, you forgot probably to give that comment. I actually do not have a question, but I have a comment, you know. First, I would like to accolade the State Diamond Trader, you know, for this media launch of the Diamond Show. Also want to accolade their combination of the panel, you know, which has been a very, very insightful discussion that we have listened to, which for me does not position me to have questions, but to have those comments. You know, very insightful discussion. I think for me to be here at this launch of the Diamond Show, gives me a taste, of what to expect in Cape Town, even if probably one might not be there or what. But I think what we have heard this morning really, gives that indication as to what is the intention of this diamond show. So for that, I really want to say well done to the State Diamond Trader and its partners. We are in an industry that is quite young. Having listened to the chairperson of State Diamond Trader indicating that State Diamond Trader was started in 2007, and when we do the calculations there, we're talking about an institution of 17 years turning into 18. So clearly it shows that the organization and probably the industry is now getting into what we can say is a young adult. So there's just a whole lot of good stuff that I personally, as a participant within the industry, have heard. And my take out are this. We've heard of the history from the chairperson of the SADPMR, particularly with the legislation, and also him talking about the drop of the South Africa annual rough production. I think even Mr. Van der Rohe said that it has dropped maybe to between 5 and 6, which is, I think, something that needs to be noted. I think is something that is beyond any person's control, but needs to be noted. If South Africa in previous years has been within the top 5 or probably the top 3, and now we are starting to be at the bottom 5, which is very concerning. Interestingly, the State Diamond Trader, through Mr. Van der Rohe, he spoke of the advantages that the South African diamond industry has portrayed, particularly during recession. I think it's good to hear such, from a panelist member, that there are competitive advantages that the country has, and it means, therefore, such are things that needs to be noted as well, in conjunction with the fact that we are dropping, from production level. The issue of the fund, I think, is quite key as well, particularly from the enterprise development point of view, because the industry is aging. As Khomotso did speak of that, the industry is aging, and new emerging participants are needed. So we wish that success, and strategical discussions should continue with regards to this fund. And in closure, I would like to accolade as well the presence of the brand SA, because I heard Mr. Van der Rohe did speak of the pillars in terms of ensuring that beneficiation is a success, and he mentioned the issue of marketing. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say, I just wanted to say
thank you.
Thank you to the State Diamond Trader, its partners and all, and pili ka tiro ya mofuta o, let the diamond show be a success, as it is an inaugural. Let it not be just an inaugural, but let us see more and more, because I believe that the industry that we add really needs such innovation.
Thank you, Papa.
that is needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, because that almost felt like a closing remark. Then we're heading to lunch. I tried to signal that we're not done, but you had to just summarize. Thank you, Papa. But I appreciate that you were listening to one of the audiences that really captivated the mood of just this room and the tone. I saw a hand as well in front. I don't know if there's still a question. All right. Let me just close then and start with you, Abiel. Just in terms of, I suppose, your vision moving forward. I think, on behalf of the country, we want to give you your flowers and thank you for being, part of those who drafted quite a strong Diamond Act that we can, of course, lay as a foundation for anything that moves forward with regards to diamonds in this country, how we interact with international markets, how we consider beneficiation in this country. But surely you have a vision moving forward with the SA Diamond Show at least being a glimmer of a start of what that vision could look like for SA moving forward. How does yours look?
I better start by saying we have a sort of a problem as South Africans. I think Conrad mentioned a bit of it, and I was saying he's trying to steal a thunder from me. In that, I'll give an example. We've just had matric results yesterday. And you might find that there's a parent with a child who's got 10 distinctions. That parent will just say, you know, my daughter has got 10 distinctions and probably he'll be going to university. But people from other countries would be saying, have you heard? My daughter's got 10 distinctions and he's got a bursary from DPS and da. That's how we are as South Africans. And I think we need to change that mindset, you know, and be proud of what we are getting. If ever all of us as we're seated here can start having that attitude, then a project like this one, everybody will know about it, everybody will shout about it, and if nothing happens out of it, then everybody will shout and say, can we unite and do something out of it? You know, it's quite an important launch that we are going to have, and it's quite a good marketing tool for us that we're having. But what is it that we are going to decide and say as a country, what are we doing going forward? You know, there are quite a number of initiatives that are there, and most of the initiatives that we have are individualistic. You know, somebody sits in his corner and say, I'll train 5 people, and somebody else in his corner, I'll train my 10 people. We have never sat as an industry and said, what are we doing as an industry? From my side, I'll be very much happy after this show, or probably at the show, we come out and say, these are the 5 things, or these are the 3 things that we as the South African industry in the diamond sector want to see in the next 5 years. And make sure that we've got people who will continuously monitor as to are we achieving what is it that we've put forward. I don't want to be prescriptive. I'm not a person who likes to be prescriptive. It's for us as an industry to sit down, but we need to get a leader who will make us to do so. And unfortunately, that leader is the State Diamond Trader. And I'm saying to the CEO and the chairperson of the State Diamond Trader, we have taken this route. Please continue with the route and make sure that we have results in 5 years' time. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you for those strong words. Khomoso, as I also move to you as a business owner, I think we're all quite excited for the SA Diamond Show, but your excitement as a business owner surely is of a different capacity because you want to see evolution in this industry. You want to participate in that evolution. What are you hoping as a business owner, a woman business owner, a black woman business owner in South Africa? What are you hoping to extract from the Diamond Show? What are you hoping to see? And also how that would benefit the sustainability of the industry moving forward?
I'm really excited about this. 5 years is a long time. And in terms of, actually no, it's not a long time. Because right now we are in an era of AI. We need to adapt. We need to move with the times. So as a business owner, I am looking forward to what innovations I am going to embrace to make sure that I am one of the trailblazers going forward. And I can only do that if I move with the times. And I can only do that if I've got the support from the State Diamond Trader and all the stakeholders that are involved.
Thank you so much, Khomoso. Lefense, if I may come to you, I'm not sure if the CEO and the chairperson are aware of the legacy that's been built here and that's been started with the inaugural South African Diamond Show. But from a Brand SA perspective, what do the prospects look like? Because I think South Africa is, you know, there is an undertone of not wanting to talk all the time. We want action. We want to do. We are ready. What legacy here has been started? How will you support it as Brand SA?
Started here is really to promote the unparalleled value of South African natural diamonds in the age of technology, so to speak, with these lab-grown diamonds. At the very same time, I think it is a legacy that also speaks to the creativity, craftsmanship of the women and the men that are really driving the development of this sector. How it looks, we as Brand South Africa, we are committed to working continually with the State Diamond Trader in growing this platform, because we believe that this platform is very, very much important for the local industry, but at the very same time in terms of putting out South African quality and excellence to the global market. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lifense. The commitment is there, CEO. From Brand SA, the commitment is there. Khatiso, we also want to see commitment from you, the SA Diamond Show, coming up from the 2nd to the 5th. Today, also marking when matriculants are receiving the results, announcements are being made. Can we envision, a time where the SA Diamond Show is in its 2nd, birthday, and we have just matriculants hogging their televisions because they want to know so much about this industry and they want to garner the skills? Is that future possible, where young people will know that there's so much richness in their country, but there's also skills development incubators ready to take them in?
It is possible. I think the change of mind shift, where young people must change their mind shift from becoming workers and becoming entrepreneurs. That's where the incubator plays a crucial and critical part. And I think with the growth of the diamond industry, that can definitely be achieved. And I think the vision of the South African Diamond Show, definitely it will grow. As this is the inaugural, it is the very first one. It will grow in leaps and bounds. And trust me, 10 years from now, we'll definitely have more young people benefiting as entrepreneurs within the diamond space, within the diamond industry. And definitely it will grow in leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Khatiso. Andile, when I come to you, your vision for youth participation, what does it look like? Oftentimes when I speak to young entrepreneurs, they talk about gatekeeping and age being a factor, being judged, based on experience or age. But your future in terms of the evolution of the industry and how it incubates young people, what does that look like?
For us, it's an interesting topic that we continue to engage on how can we pull more young people into the industry. Sorry, one thing that's close to our hearts is that there's so much young people that are being trained and getting to know about the diamond industry, but what happens thereafter once they are trained and all of that. So we're working on programs where we can try to absorb or find ways where we can channel them into the industry and hopefully have them employed or start their own businesses in the trade. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Andile. And last but not least, Conrad, I suppose for the SDT, how will you continue to be this catalyst for inclusivity and transformation, having to engage with international markets, prioritizing local beneficiation? Surely there are a lot of things you're juggling, but all for the betterment of South Africa and its richness. How does that look for you in terms of continuing on with the work that you began 17 years ago?
I think State Diamond Trader, in the 17 years, we have demonstrated that we a bankable idea. When if you put your money in State Diamond Trader, you get a return. You get a legacy. So as part of that, we understand that we cannot do this alone. Collaboration is key to us, and we're going to keep on building that. And partnerships that we have got. State Diamond Trader in its current form will actually venture and eventually bring African diamonds here. We talk about the challenge of a decreased production level. We know we've got aging mines. Mining in South Africa is over 150 years. A certain percentage of what is being produced can be manufactured economically. So we need to close that gap between what is able to be manufactured economically and produced in South Africa and the requirements of our 90 clients. So we fill that gap by venturing into Africa building on the relationships that we have built, because that's what we are very good at. We build relationships in order for us as well to get mutual benefit. It's not just all about State Diamond Trader, it's about a mutual benefit. So there is quite a lot of exciting prospects and opportunities coming up. We're working quite well with the industry. We have taken up a seat with the Rough Diamond Dealers Club, the Diamond Dealers Club, on the executive, because we want to remove this issue around State Diamond Trader here and industry there. So we have taken a seat there to work with the industry on this matter, and I think that is actually what is required. Our vision is that silo mentality within the diamond industry and its organizations in the industry disappears, and for realization of it's to our own benefit. But I think the future looks bright. You know, our Springbok teams have reminded us, hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie.
Don't remind me of that gun. Don't remind me. Don't remind me of that other side. But thank you so much, Conrad. Thank you, Andile. Thank you, Khatiso. Thank you, Lefense. Khomotso Abiel, thank you for your time. Please give them a warm round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your contribution to this conversation. And I think it's safe to say that we are all excited and amped up to witness magic occur at the SA Diamond Show. Don't forget the 2nd to the 5th of February at the Capetonian. It's during the Mining Indaba, so the entire world will be there, and South Africa will be once again making itself proud. So thank you so much for affording me the opportunity to facilitate this conversation. I'll hand over to my colleague, Gyalebora, who will guide us on the next steps after this.
Thank you so much, Tumelo. I think one last comment to the CEO and all the government stakeholders. South Africa has a critical role in SADC to play in the diamond industry. Yeah? We're here at the Special Economic Zone, like how it's been said. This should be the hub of the diamond industry in SADC. So it doesn't end with South Africa alone. We have a strategic role to play. The fact that we're producing less diamonds than we used to before is a factor of nature, such as life. But in terms of our strategic role, there's a lot we can do as the State Diamond Trader. So thank you so much again. I just want to check to find out are we having lunch now, those that know, or are we going to have the vote of thanks by the CFO? Please, if you could go and have a sit down. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the CFO will come and say thanks. If you could.
The engaging conversations on, we thank you for the engaging conversations on in the global diamond market. These highlighted the significance of collaboration and innovation in shaping the future of the diamond sector. SA Diamond.
To all of those whose names I botched, I really apologize sincerely. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing all of you at the Diamond Show in Cape Town. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing all of you at the Diamond Show in Cape Town. Thank you.